What's up everyone? Welcome back to Nebula Tech News. So I'm actually in the middle of recording some other videos on this Galaxy Watch 3 for you guys. So I am doing a comparison between the Galaxy Watch 3 and the Galaxy Watch Active 2 and a full review now that I've used it for a little bit. But I've gotten a ton of questions from you about using this watch and its battery life with the always on display turned on. I've explained before, I don't like using it, but a lot of people have asked about it. So this video, I'm charging this Galaxy Watch 3 up to 100% and I will be using it with always on display turned on. Every other setting will be the same as my last video. If you haven't seen that yet, I will link it down below, so check it out. But we're going to test it out with always on display turned on so that you guys can see exactly how long you can expect to get on that battery life.
So we're at 100% here. This actually went down to 99% from when I walked over in the car, but you can see here that always on display is turned on. You can see it. It's a little bit dark right now, but that's because of the sunlight. So we're going to get started with our day and see how far we get.
All right, so it's been a couple hours now, so we are at 82% battery life now. It's 5:21 p.m. We still have always on display turned on. Check back a little bit later, see what we're looking at. So we are nearing the end of day one. We are currently at, see if I can get this to scroll down, 67% battery life. I still have always on display turned on. It's still connected to Bluetooth. I still have it worn. As you can see, I did about 3,364 steps. It wasn't a busy day today and I didn't do a workout because there's been tons of storms here. So it's just been really rainy and ugly. So I haven't done much working out, but we still have a few things to do. I still have a couple videos to work on, so I will check back in a little bit later.
So it's 10:26 p.m. now. We are at 61% battery life. I am going to wear the watch to sleep like I normally do in my test. So I will check back in the morning and see where we're at.
All right, so we're starting the day back up. We are at 49% battery life now. I did wear this to sleep so that it could track my sleep. I have a lot of email stuff to take care of today. I have a lot of work to do today, so I probably won't be super active. I am going to try to get at least a good walk in just so that we can test this accurately, but currently at 49%, 8:43 a.m. and we'll check back a bit later. It is 2:38 p.m. We are at 22% battery life. I haven't been super active today, but again, the weather's been really horrible lately, and it's been super hot, so haven't been super active, but I have been doing little household chores and catching up on all my work. All right, so I'm just checking in super quickly because I finally got the battery low notice here. It is 4:12 p.m. We must have hit about 10%, I'm guessing. Let's take a look. So we're at 15%. I didn't turn on battery saving for the sake of the test. So it's 4:12 p.m. We are at 15% now.
All right, so we're checking in. It is 8 p.m. and I am at 2% battery life. I got a notification earlier saying that the watch would kind of turn off some of its functions just to kind of preserve battery life. So we're at 2% right now. It is 8 p.m. and I don't think we're going to get much more. The Samsung apps has 46 more minutes. I'd be surprised if we get that much. See, always on display is even turning off by itself, but I'll check back in with you guys when it dies fully. 1%. So I will let you know how long exactly we got on this battery life test. So it's literally been minutes since I recorded that last update showing 1% battery life, and the watch just died on me. I do have to go into the app to find out exactly the time frame, so we'll take a look.
Right, so now that we have finished our battery life test on this Galaxy Watch Active 3 41mm version, I've put it back on the charger to charge it back up, obviously just for regular use. And now we can actually look at the totals of our battery life test. So remember, for this battery life test, I did have always on display turned on because a ton of you were asking about it. I've said before, I'm not a really big fan of it, but I did use it for this test. I kept it on the whole time. One important thing to note is that when your battery starts to die, it does automatically just turn off to conserve energy. So I think for the last maybe like 10%, it did turn off on its own. But aside from that, I did have always on display turned on for the entire test. So overall, with always on display turned on and all of my other settings staying exactly the same as my previous test, we ended up with 1 day, 7 hours, 50 minutes, and 52 seconds of battery life. That comes up to about 31 hours, 50 minutes, and 52 seconds. On this Galaxy Watch 3. And for comparison, without always on display in my previous battery life test, I got 2 days, 8 hours, and 13 minutes of battery life. So we actually ended up getting 1 full day of use more when you turn off always on display. So overall, guys, the reason that I don't like to use always on display is because it kills your battery life so much faster. So I don't personally like it. I don't have any issues if you do like it, but just know that you should expect only about a day and 7 hours, maybe a little bit more or less depending on how active you are. I will say that when I had done the test with always on display turned off, I was actually more active than when I did the test with always on display turned on. So for those of you who tend to be a little bit more active, I would actually expect a little bit less than the results that I got. If you're less active, you'd probably get something similar than what I got. But just good to know, keep that in mind if you are someone who enjoys using always on display. So that's all for this video, guys. Thanks so much for watching. If you like it, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.